A brand new line on Trump being able to sue Letitia James is opened up, and I hope he pursues it. This is going to be great on his civil rights, and I think it would be one of the funniest things ever. So Trump, you have to do this, please. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenable. This is where the Patriots are, so I hope you've subscribed like one of my pal Patriots. This is where we make the news a little bit more entertaining each day. Let's get started with this video.
Do you think that Donald Trump should sue New York Attorney General Letitia James, and on what grounds?
Suing Letitia James, and this guest is a black lawyer, so I find this extra delicious.
I think she should. I saw an interesting little comment of hers I'd not seen before the other day. She said when she was running for Attorney General that she wants to fight an administration that's too male, too pale, and too stale.
We've shown this clip before, but this is a refresher.
Stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale.
Look at what's up with this guy down here. Let's zoom in on him. Why are you smiling when you're male and pale and probably stale?
Now, you can talk about stale ideas, that's fine, but too male and too pale, that constitutes basically sex and race discrimination.
Oh, yeah. This is the thing about liberals that I always laugh at when they go, we're against race discrimination, we're against sex discrimination. By the way, it also somewhat extends to your right to creed. So you can't discriminate someone based on their religion, which we already know that's all the Democrat Party does. That's all they do. They love discriminating against whites. They love discriminating against men, like in divorce court on who gets child custody. They love discriminating on all of the things they claim to be for. They're not for the actual principle. They want the preferred ends. They don't want to hold on to the means or a rule.
So I think what President Trump ought to do is sue her on the basis of the 1964 Civil Rights Act.
I'm just laughing because I came from California, guys. And that 1964 Civil Rights Act is what everyone quotes to all of us who've ever employed someone or worked for a company. They're like, you cannot discriminate. You cannot discriminate. And we have Letitia James literally making discrimination claims against Trump that she's going to pursue him because he's too male and he's too pale. Like, if the 1964 Civil Rights Act wasn't a complete joke, she would automatically be sued. But let's face it, it's largely a joke.
Her office gets federal money, in fact, $311 million approximately for various subsidies for law enforcement activity. So the federal money is flowing into her office. And if she is engaged in that kind of sexual and racial discrimination and that kind of language, I think she's wide open to exposure on the 64 Civil Rights Act. Donald J. Trump should sue Letitia James on the basis of civil rights.
Yes, do it. She's wide open, he says. She's wide open, ready to be sued. And this is easy. She's clearly guilty. She's clearly has given the motive for one of the reasons why she pursued him. Just remember, if someone said that we're going to pursue this politician because they're a black woman, just imagine if we said that. Like, that's the cause. She's too black and she's too female, and we got to get her. I mean, you'd be over.
Have you suggested this to Trump?
I will. So I'm writing about this.
He's listening.
I think the message will get to him sooner or later.
Yeah, he's getting the message up to Trump. Trump, do it. I'll fund it. How do I give you money to do this, to pursue her on civil rights grounds? And by the way, he would probably lose, but it would at least prove that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 ought to be laughed out of the room in New York because they don't believe it. In principle, it's true. You should not fire someone or discriminate someone based on race and sex. Of course not. You go for merit. It's like, if you're going to hire someone, what's the profitability? If you're going to give them any opportunity, it's like, what is your merit? What do you do? What is your work? But we all know Democrats have never embodied that law. That was never how it was used. It was made to destroy America. I'm Doug in Exile.